lovely and warm welcome. It's now time for the news. A lovely and warm welcome. It's now time for the news. We bring the news earlier in order to facilitate the live broadcast of the final hour crusade taking place in Eastern Province, Chipata District. The headlines in our news: the Lusaka City Council, LCC, has denied issuing any license for a strip club in Lusaka. Kamlanga CDF-funded police post officially opened. Government says it will create legal framework that will spur production of critical raw materials. And the Ministry of Health has launched a one-week-long HPVC vaccination. With the news in detail, I'm Bright Sinkos alongside Sharon Akfuna, our sign language interpreter. The Lusaka City Council, LCC, has dispelled social media rumors alleging that government, through the council, issued a license to a Lusaka business person to operate a stripping club at Woodlands' Lewanika Mall. LCC Public Relations Manager Cho Lamwaba says the local authority cannot issue a stripping license to any business entity as it is operating under the laws of the Republic of Zambia. Last week, social media was ablaze on various platforms speculating that a certain business entity was issued with a strip club license by the local authority. Details are in this report.
Lusaka City Council wishes to respond to social media speculations that it has given a license to a certain business entity to open a strip club at a named mall in Lusaka. We wish to inform members of the public that no such license has been issued by the local authority. The public may further wish to note that the local authority is guided by the laws of this country in the performance of its mandate to regulate any form of business within the city. We would also like to state that no application has been received from any business entity or an individual with regards to opening the alleged strip club.
After many years of operating without a police post, Kamlanga residents in Kawata constituency can now breathe a sigh of relief as a police post has been built using Constituency Development Funds, CDF. Kamlanga area has had no police post for many years, which resulted into a rising number of theft cases, junkie attacks and other illegalities. Guest of honor, Lusaka Province Minister Sheo Muliata, in a speech read on her behalf by Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary during the opening of the police post, Alex Mapushi, said the presence of the police post in the area comes with a new Dawn government's commitment to saving the people of Zambia. And Commissioner of Police, Lusaka Province Commanding Officer Kreto Ganza, said the opening of the Kamlanga police post means that the police is brought closer to the people to serve them better. Meanwhile, Kawata area Member of Parliament Andrew Taengwa, speaking at the event, disclosed that CDF projects in his area are meant to promote job creation for constituency residents. Rejoice Mukoma gives us details in this report.
This celebration marks the end of security fears among residents of Kamlanga in Kawata constituency as the Kamlanga police post is finally open to public service. Guest of honor, Honorable Minister for Lusaka Province, Sheo Muliata MP, in a speech read on her behalf by the District Permanent Secretary, Alex Mapushi, said the CDF allocation has facilitated a lot of development to the constituency despite some projects being started by the PF party. The MP for Kawata constituency has brought to function these projects and more developmental projects will be availed soon.
I understand that this project was flagged off by our predecessors, and I am especially proud of you, Honorable Taengwa, for ensuring that this project is finally being handed over today for the good of the people of Kawata constituency and especially for the good of the people of Kamulanga ward.
Kawata Member of Parliament has assured members of Kawata constituency that the police post will only employ officers from within the constituency.
What I want to see is that all the police officers that are going to be deployed at this police post should come from within Kawata. We don't want to see officers that are coming from Kafiwe. We don't want to see officers that are coming from Kanyama. We want police officers that are based within Kawata constituency. And this is the mission. This is the mission that we have, is to ensure that the people of Kawata are given the best. Nabwera nangumankani ya makajo workers. Makajo workers is tifuna timbira tuwachokela kuchawama kote. We want people that are residing within our constituency. These are the people that should be employed as casual workers here.
The commanding officer for Lusaka Province, Commissioner of Police, Kanza Kreto, said the opening of the Kamulanga police post will ensure security for the residents as the police are now brought closer to the people.
The establishment of this police post entails that police is brought closer to the community and distance from the nearest police facilities where members of the public used to report such cases, such as Maxwell Sibongo, Lakson Mapushi, John Howard, and Chawama Police Station will now be shortened.
Also speaking at the same event, Constituency Development Fund Chairperson expressed disappointment on the Lusaka City Council LCC procurement stores persons who seemed to be working against furniture release for the police post in Kamulanga.
I am very disappointed with Lusaka City Council, in particular my area member of parliament, in particular Department of Procurement and the stores. We bought the furniture for this police post almost a week ago, and we have been struggling for this furniture to be delivered to Kamulanga police post. I don't know what is happening at Lusaka City Council between procurement and the stores, where a stores officer can stop us to bring the furniture to Kamulanga police post. I'm very disappointed, Honorable Member of Parliament.
Inakuyamikira kwanga kwenda kuli batayengwa ba MP batu bamuno mu Kamulanga kunchito yamene bagwila kutiletera police pano tenze bovutika monga ine muzimayi kwimirira bazimayi banzanga na bana batu time yoenda kumasoweto tenzo chitiwa attack na majanks na patamu yokomboka so manje apata kana sefu kuli ipo polisi amene batiletera ba MP batu ba Andrew Tayengwa.
Reporting for Hope News, Rejoice Mukoma.
Solicitor General Masho Mujende at State Council says government is trying to create a legal framework that will spur production of critical raw materials such as cobalt, manganese and lithium. Speaking at the end of his delegation's visit to Germany, Mr. Mujende said government is also focusing on value addition by encouraging manufacturing of end products locally. He pointed out that it will be cost-effective to manufacturers to add value and make finished products at the source where they extract the raw materials. Mr. Mujende said his delegation was in Germany to find laws that can strengthen the legal framework to encourage investment in Zambia, because Germany offers the best practices that Zambia is looking for, adding that he was happy because they found what they needed. He stressed that business thrives in a suitable legal framework that supports investment. He further said that business people do not like red tape but prefer an efficient public service delivery system which can shorten the turnaround time of processing their paperwork and also lower the cost of doing business.
We are now trying to create a legal framework that sort of like spurs the production of these raw materials, and the minerals that we're talking about here are the critical minerals such as cobalt, such as lithium, such as manganese. We have these minerals back home. These minerals are not extracted exclusively from other countries. We have a huge chunk of these minerals back in Zambia, and our mission is to come and understand what it is that the investors need to be able to come and get these resources from Zambia. But the other thing that we're trying to focus is that of value addition. We're trying to say, look, don't just get the materials from this country and create jobs elsewhere. Start manufacturing these batteries back home. We came on a mission to find the laws that will strengthen the legal framework to encourage investment in Zambia. And we thought that German would offer the best practices that we're looking for. We're happy to say that we did find the antidote in German. They have had a long system in place which has created a fertile environment for investment here in Germany, and hence you see a lot of companies such as Mercedes-Benz, Audi, to mention but a few, thriving. These things do not happen from without. They happen in a suitable legal framework that supports investment, and we're trying to pick a leaf from the system here to take it.
The statement was issued by the First Secretary for Press in Germany, Lubinda Kashewe. Now, after halting its intended activities in Zambia in 2020 due to the rise in COVID-19 cases, Orbit Zambia has announced the arrival of the Orbis Flying Eye Hospital in Zambia and the start of the 3 weeks specialty training program. Orbis Zambia Country Director Lucia Nadaf says during this training, specifically this week, the Zambian specialists will be conducting simulation training on the plane to the registrars, as this will be the first time it will be done. Speaking at a press briefing, Ms. Nadaf said Zambia has a prevalence of blindness of up to 2% for the population of about 19 million people. She said an estimated 339,000 people are said to be blind. Those with medium to severe vision impairment stand at 203,000, and childhood blindness is at 0.9% per 1,000 children. Ms. Nadaf said thousands of people are impacted by vision impairment and blindness, which reduces their potential and quality of life.
A couple of figures. So in Zambia, we have a prevalence of blindness at 2% of our population of 19 million people. We have an estimated number of 339,000 people who are said to be blind, and that's a big number. Even though we talk about 2%, it's still quite a big number. So those with medium to severe vision impairment stand at 203,000. So medium and severe vision impairment, people like me, I'm wearing glasses, and so I'm part of those. And so are we, those that are wearing glasses in here. Childhood blindness also stands at 0.9% per 1,000 children. Thousands of people are impacted by vision impairment and blindness, which reduces their potential and quality of life. And I'm sure you agree with blindness. We see children holding parents, right, in the streets. So that's a cycle. Children are taken out of school. They're not able to attend an education. We talk about poverty issues. We talk about the strain on the social services for the blind. and yet we can provide blinding, so we can prevent blindness. So Orbis Zambia, through its programming, looks at childhood blindness. So we have a program running here in the country, where we work here in Lusaka province, all the districts of Lusaka province. We work in Northwestern province, as well as the Copperbelt province and Chipata in Eastern province. Our programs focus on childhood blindness, specifically on the Copperbelt. We also look at adult cataract. We support human resource for eye health through training, as well as capacity building and system strengthening for eye health facilities in the areas that we work in. So I did mention where our programs are on the Copperbelt in Northwestern Lusaka and Eastern Province at Chipata Central Hospital. So basically, we have a challenge of human resource for eye health in the country, whereas we do not have enough ophthalmic staff to cover the country. So we have the 10 provinces, we have 19 million people, but we only have 50 ophthalmologists, 38 of whom are in the private sector, and we have 38 in the public sector and 12 in the private sector. In terms of other ophthalmic personnel, we have 161, again not enough to cover the country, and these include ophthalmic nurses, ophthalmic clinical officers, optometrists, optometry technicians, as well as others. We consider having access to eye care to be a fundamental human right. It is a human right. And we have the responsibility to uphold that right, hence our contribution to the training offered through the Flying Eye Hospital. We are aware that overcoming obstacles to eye health requires teamwork, and this is where we are working with the Ministry of Health, and through the Ministry of Health.
The Ministry of Health has launched the human papillomavirus (HPV) multi-age cohort vaccination campaign. Speaking during the launch, Acting Health Minister Charles Milupi said the campaign will be conducted countrywide from Monday 25th to Saturday 30th September 2023, and that it will target about 1.42 million girls aged between 9 and 14 years. Mr. Milupi described the campaign as a significant step towards prevention of cervical cancer in the country. The minister says Zambia records more than 3,000 new cervical cancer cases annually, with over 1,900 cases resulting in death over the same interval. He has, however, disclosed that cervical cancer is preventable and curable when detected early and managed effectively.
You see that slowly the figures or the numbers are changing. Motor insurance in the past accounted for the highest share in terms of gross written premium under the general insurance business segment. However, we saw a shift in the statistics of 2022 with FIRE, which covers
Health Charles Milupi has launched the human papillomavirus multi-age cohort vaccination campaign with the theme Protect the Girl Child Against Cervical Cancer.
HPV is a common infection that affects both men and women. It is primarily transmitted through sexual contact and can lead to a range of complications, including cervical cancers in women.
The vaccination, which targets girls between the age of 9 to 14, will be done in all 116 districts across the country from 25th to the 30th of September 2023.
The campaign, which will focus on administering HPV vaccine to girls aged 9 to 14 years, will be conducted from today, the 25th, to 30th September.
The common cervical cancer among women records over 3,000 cases and about 1,900 deaths in Zambia every year.
Zambia records more than 3,000 new cervical cancer cases every year, and sadly, more than 1,900 women die from the disease annually. It is envisaged that in 2050, there will be more than 1 million deaths from cervical cancer globally, and more than 90% will be in developing countries. Despite this, cervical cancer is preventable and curable as long as it is detected early and managed effectively.
Ministry of Health Dr. Paul Kamfwa, under Cancer Focal Point, acknowledged that despite having a cancer hospital at the University Teaching Hospital UTH, the facility still has no adequate cancer treatment machines for patients and that government is doing everything possible to eradicate the situation.
We still have a problem, especially on the invasive part. On the invasive part, these are the people who have already gotten the cancer. So these people who have gotten the cancer, the only hospital that treats that is Cancer Diseases Hospital. And of course, you, the press, you have said it rightly. The machines at Cancer Diseases Hospital, as at now, they are non-functioning. But even if they are non-functioning, the government is doing much more to ensure that our people who already have got cervical cancer are catered for. So those that require surgery, Cancer Diseases Hospital is doing surgery, and those that require chemotherapy, Cancer Diseases Hospital is also giving chemotherapy. The only part that we are not doing is radiotherapy. However, the government is also looking into that so that a stopgap measure is instituted if it means our people to be referred outside. So
reporting for Hope News, Rejoice Mukoma.
Thank you so much for your time on the news desk here at Hope Channel Zambia. We end the bulletin just here. Thank you. God bless and bye from all of us.